Hey guys, how are y'all? I'm back giving you a message. I feel like the energy is very heavy, very deep right now. It's intense. I've been looking at my cards for a while. I put them out. I've been sitting here for like an hour just contemplating some really serious stuff going on in the universe. The first card that came out was the Tower card in reverse. What is the Tower card? Well, the Tower card is pretty much a destined, unavoidable change that is the universe powers that are more powerful than us, or beings more powerful than us, make tower moments happen in our life to force us to change and to force us to adjust and become the people that the spirits that we're supposed to evolve into, right? But there's someone, since it's in reverse, that means that someone's trying to avoid this tower moment. They're trying to avoid an inevitable, destined, cannot be changed. You will be forced. This is gonna happen. You're not gonna avoid it. And interestingly enough, I was sitting here and I was thinking of the Bible story about Jonah and the whale. Remember Jonah? And how God was like, hey, I want you to go to Nineveh or whatever. I think it was Nineveh, some town that starts with an N. And I want you to go preach the gospel and tell them, stop being wicked, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't want to do it. It was like, no. So he got on a boat and he went to another town that starts with a T. Very weird words these towns were in those days. Anyhow, big storm came. And all the sailors, and he had told the sailors, hey, my God told me to go here, but I don't want to go there, so I'm just going to get in y'all's boat and go with you guys. Well, the storm was so bad, I thought they were all going to die, and Jonah's down there sleeping in the bottom of the boat, and they're like, wake up! How are you sleeping with this? We're all about to die. And he's like, oh, Lord, yeah, this is probably my God doing this. Tower moment in reverse. I guess I'm not going to be able to avoid this after all. So they pulled lots to see who was the problematic person. And of course, Jonah ended up being the problematic person. And they were like, listen, you do something because we're all going to die and this isn't fair. And he's like, okay, I can just jump overboard. And eventually God just knocked him overboard. And when he got knocked overboard, the storms stopped. And all the people on the boat started worshiping Jonah's God. And they were like, okay, we believe, we love you, we worship you, or whatever. They were converted. And Jonah ends up being swallowed up in a whale's belly for 3 days. 3 nights and 3 days. And he prayed. And he thought he was going to die. And God said, oh, no, you're not going to die. And then the whale vomited him out. Just so happens right on the beach of Nineveh, wherever he was supposed to be going. And he did what he was supposed to do. So, point of the story is you cannot avoid tower moments. When God decides, or the powers that be, or whatever you want to call it, God, heaven, angels, the computer program that we're under, whatever, your destiny is destined. You cannot avoid this tower moment. Someone's trying to avoid it, okay? And it says a lot has changed. A lot has changed in this person's life. And yet, no matter how many changes the universe throws at them, kind of like the storm, all the storms, all these tower moments, trying to get their attention, this person still does not want to accept what they're supposed to be doing or where they're supposed to be. They have envious fake friends creating small difficulties in your life at this time. So this could be you, or this could be someone that you're involved with. Okay? And these fake and envious friends may be trying to keep the tower moment from happening in their life, or they may be trying to help you avoid the tower moment, or making you think you can avoid the tower moment. But the tower moment is coming. either for you or for someone that you're involved with, okay? And I don't know, there's an R on here, there's a rose on here, calming, hot stuff. These fake and envious friends think that they're hot stuff, or maybe they think you're hot stuff and they're very jealous and envious. Jealousy is a real disease. That's why it's in the 10 Commandments. Not to envy or be jealous of another person, because it will destroy you. Just like murder, lying, those things will destroy you. So, a lot has changed. Then the next card is because someone does not want to face the truth. This is the Ace of Swords in reverse. And the Ace of Swords upright is truth, clarity, knowledge, understanding, knowing what is right, knowing what must be done, seeing the truth of the situations. Okay, so I think a lot has changed in their life, and I think they're starting to see the truth. And it says right here, the card that came out with that was, it's hard for me to tell the truth. Isn't that crazy? It's hard for me to tell you the truth. So someone's having a hard time speaking their truth. And what's interesting about the Ace, then this is a different deck. This isn't a traditional looking tarot deck, right? So this guy who's in the Ace of Swords that's in reverse, he has this horn. So he's like calling out, like announcing his truth. He's down on one knee. He's like, okay, I'm putting my sword down. I'm facing my truth. I'm speaking the truth. I'm getting my clarity. Even though it is hard for this person to tell the truth. But they know they have to, because they can't avoid this tower. They don't want to stay in the well longer than 3 days or 3 nights. They're ready to get vomited out. Okay, so someone lacks awareness towards themselves and others. This went along with the Ace of Swords in reverse and not being able to tell the truth. And they can't tell the truth. This is why they're struggling. This is probably someone in your life. This could be you or someone in your life. But this person lacks awareness towards themselves and others. Although they have a high opinion of themselves, others actually see them differently. It's kind of sad, because this person actually thinks people really like them. They think that people respect them and think that they're a really good, kind, loving person. But in reality, the tower moment is people really are starting to see that they don't tell the truth and they don't live in their truth and their authenticity. And they're trying to shine themselves up. They're trying to make their shit, they're like a big pile of shit, and you can color it purple, put dye on it, and fake lashes and everything, but it's still just a pile of shit at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And their pile of shit is kind of like stenching through. Like their truth is coming out, and people are seeing this person for who they really are, not who they've tried to portray themselves to be. And this is the tower moment that they're trying to avoid, is like their real true colors coming out. Oops. Oops. Whoops. Yeah, it's coming out. They're trying to be a star and they're trying to come off loving, but in reality, oops. People are seeing them for the pile of shit and the shitty fucking things that they've done. Excuse my French. The shitting effing things they've done. Okay. So, the next card was Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. This is kind of about like just not wanting to see things, but kind of being forced to see things for what they are, having to choose, having to make a choice. Someone's having to make a choice. If they want to be their true authentic self, do they want to learn how to tell the truth? Do they want to be a person who lives in integrity and does the right thing? Or do they want to stay lying? And it's very hard for this person. The person is struggling to live in their truth. Okay. But they're being forced to. The tower is coming down fast. Okay. They're being forced by the universe to change this person. That's why this energy is heavy. Okay? Just like it was heavy for Jonah to be in that well. He'd rather be in the bottom of that ship in that storm about to die than to be out in the ocean. But God forced him to face his destiny and to do what was right. People are being forced to do what's right. And they're being forced to look at themselves, the lies they've told, the way they've glammed up their shitty self. And I'm talking about not looks, like physical looks. I'm talking about spiritually. Everything, the truth is coming out. So they can do it gracefully, or they can let this tower really fall and burn. And they can let that lightning strike because it's coming from heaven and God. Okay? It's coming. Anywho, this card is interesting in this deck, the Two of Swords, because it's like these two people are kind of holding on to each other like, okay, do we want to go forward or should we just get off of this? And if you look in the water ahead, everything is dead and dying. So it's like they know they don't need to keep going in the direction they're going because everything is dead and dying and gray here. So they're probably better off to just step off on the shore, go their separate ways, do what they're called to do. See that? And the card with that came out to clarify was avoid judging others and allowing others to judge you. Realize that everyone is on their own journey and timeline of learning. So, exactly. Jonah had to go through what he had to go through. He had to be in the well for 3 days. He had to avoid the time when he had to run. He had to run from God. He had to run from his destiny. But at the end of the day, we don't judge him because we learn from him. And we learn from others' mistakes, and we learn from one another. So we don't judge one another. We love one another. And we're just so happy when people have those tower moments, change, see things for what they're supposed to see, the beauty and the truth. The truth is coming, guys, on this planet. People have been hiding from the truth for so long on Earth. And it's just coming. You can't run from it. You're going to have to face the demons. You're going to have to face the parts inside of you that need healing, that need to be resolved because the truth is coming out. You cannot avoid it. Stop running from the truth. Okay? Realize that everyone's on their own journey. And then this is a goose and it says, look at all those chickens. So it's like, this goose is kind of like judging the chickens like they're lower. So maybe someone in your life is treating you like you're not as good or you don't belong. But they're going to see the truth of the situation, that you do belong and that you are important and that you are special and you do have gifts. Okay? Interestingly enough, there's another R on here. So there's an R on the other card too. I don't know what in the F that means. Maybe it means something to you. Maybe it doesn't. There's a banana peel. But it's interesting because it's like an unpeeled banana. So that's like the unpeeling, getting to the fruit of the matter, getting to the, you know what I'm saying? Which is like the unpeeling of the truth, and things are coming out. The real insides of things are coming out. And there's a fish. And this R looks like a monster, has like teeth. I don't know. Craziness. Who knows? Okay. And the card that came with that was, wait. Oh, I don't even remember which one it was. Because these cards just go crazy. Okay, that was, I'm secretly in love with you. So someone's secretly in love with you. Or maybe you're secretly in love with someone and maybe you haven't told them that. Or maybe you're not telling the truth about who you're secretly in love with. I don't know, or maybe you're just secretly in love with the truth, and now you're realizing that the truth is really what you want to live in, your truth, right? Okay, then the next card that came out was the Star card, which is the healing card. It's actually Aquarius. Well, it can be Aquarius, but Aquarius also like the Empress, which is also Libran. It's all just air energy. But the Star card is healing, and you see this person, this cat is here in the desert, and all they have to go by is this healing star, and you see they're taking water, and they're pouring and they're healing and making things grow. So either you or someone in your life is like a healing water to you, like a healing, like water in your desert, in your darkest stormiest day, your darkest, driest, most fearful, feeling like you're gonna die out here in this desert, and then wow, water appears and a beautiful flowering plant, and the star guides you. So you're either a star in someone's life, or someone is a star in your life, and they're guiding you to the light, to the water, nurturing you. Some of you are being called to be this in other people's lives, to be the water in their drought, to be the oasis in the desert for others. Those of you who are healers, and those of you who need healing, you need to recognize who is that for you really, because you have to face certain truths to find that. Okay? I don't know, one of my other cards fell. Oh Lord Jesus. I'm too old to bend over like that. You are my forever love. So, and I think that just means that the people who are in this star energy and this healing energy, who are like the people who bring forever love on this planet, who help others, who guide others, whether it's your children, whether it's a lover, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, you bring forever love to planet Earth and to others. And if you're not doing that, you're being called to do it, just like Jonah was being called to spread the word of God, which is like loving one another, being kind, not stealing, not lying, not being wicked, doing right by others, loving your children, nurturing, being the water in other people's darkest, driest times, when they need the most a drink of water. You're being called to be that drink of water to others, okay? And some of you are. And for those of you who are, the universe is thanking you, and the universe loves you, and they're so grateful, and they're going to shower you with fortunate, wonderful events, gifts, things just out of nowhere are going to come to you. You're going to find money. You're going to find happiness. People are just going to want to give to you. You're going to find lucky things happening to you, because as you become another person's drink of water in the desert, you help Earth heal. You help bring beauty to this planet. And the powers that be see that, and they're going to give more and more to you, because they know you, if you're truly connected to your creator, are going to continue giving more back to others. Okay? So, also with that, meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. So you, or now it could be you met someone who was the best thing that ever happened to you, or someone feels like meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to them, because you helped them to go on their spiritual journey and to see things differently. Yeah, I think maybe meeting you or you meeting them caused a certain amount of pain, but it brought an enormous amount of growth to them, and it helped them to see things differently. It forced them to look at themselves. It forced them to go in the whale's belly for 3 whole miserable days and say, wait, maybe I do want to complete my destiny. Maybe I do want to leave this earth better than when I came here. Maybe I don't just want to just fuck off and just be getting through days and not caring and not whatever. Maybe I want to be magical. The way our Creator made us to be magical, right? I mean, if you can survive 3 days in a whale, you know your Creator is very magical, right? Okay. Sometimes being fearless means letting go and letting God. So, those of you who are trying to avoid this tower moment, you have to stop being fearful. You have to be fearless. And you have to let go and let God. Because God has your back. Just like he had Jonah's back. He had that whale vomit him out at the perfect moment, right on the beach where he was supposed to be. And Jonah saved a lot of people's lives by telling them the truth and spreading the good word and the good news about how to love and how to help others and how to live in righteousness and, do good by humanity. So remember that, okay? Be fearless. Don't be afraid to speak up. You see, that's a megaphone. Let your voice be heard, okay? There's a panda on here, so I don't know if that could have some meaning for you. It could be some kind of confirmation for you. And just the magic. It's like this person's just holding a crystal ball and like the whole seeing the magic of what possibilities lie ahead when you live in your truth. When you let the tower fall like it's supposed to fall. Let it go. Whatever it is you're holding on to that is keeping you stuck, whatever you're afraid to let go of, whatever you're afraid to let burn to the ground, think about in, Game of Thrones, when the mother of dragons, and people thought she was burnt to the ground. She comes out more powerful than ever and with 4 dragons. Okay, so sometimes when you let the tower fall, you come out with 4 dragons even more powerful. Okay? Let go and let God. You're being asked to see things differently. Okay? You see situations in a different way than those around you. You have courage. And they want you to have the courage to agree or disagree. So if someone's telling you, no, don't do this. And I think that some people in this situation are listening to these envious friends who are influencing them and telling them, or envious family members, friends, loved ones who are really influencing them in a negative way. But you see things differently because you are aligned with your Creator and the divine. So you see it different and you have to have courage. Okay? You have to have courage because Jonah didn't have courage. But God forced him to get courage by putting him in that well. And after that, I bet he became very, very brave. So be willing to agree to disagree. Don't let others dictate your life for you. If you don't agree and you don't feel a certain way about something, speak up. Let your voice be heard. You're powerful and your truth needs to be heard, and people need to hear what you have to say on this planet. And if you're dealing with someone who's not living in their truth and they're suffering and they're trying to hold something together that's clearly falling down, encourage them. Tell them the truth. Be the voice of reason. Be the voice of the divine. Let him use you as a conduit of his love and his messages to humanity. Okay? Okay. So, yes, I like that you were different from the rest. I think I already mentioned this card, but your spirit guides and your spirit team like that you're different from the rest because you are chosen. And also, the people around you respect you that when you're different and when you're your authentic self, even if it's not popular, even if it sounds crazy, You know? Do what you know is right. Follow your heart at all times in your dreams. Don't let others stop you from being you, being great. Because the people that are meant to be in your life are going to like that you're different and that you're unique and that you believe in magic and you believe that you can change this whole planet and make it better and that you're positive and that you spread love and kindness. And that at the end of the day, all you really want is for everyone to feel loved and happy and fulfilled. That's why they like that you're different. Okay. Then Hermit in Reverse came out. That's the Hermit in Reverse in this deck. Okay. Because I love this deck because it's a black cat deck. And I have a black cat and Django. And Django is... he's a beast of a cat. And I got him in a very strange way. But I love this cat. And I know that he helps me to channel messages because he's so magical. And he heals people too. And he's just really a powerful cat. You just have to be in his presence. The minute you'd be in Django's presence, you would know it. You would feel it. He's powerful. So this deck is my most powerful deck. Every time I use this deck, it's so accurate. And people just love when I use this deck. I don't use it a lot on YouTube though, but anyway, I need some wine really bad. Hermit in Reverse. And so in Hermit, it's kind of like the card of going within. And in this deck, he's on a boat. You can see he's kind of coming out of the darkness and he's headed towards the light. So you or someone you're dealing with, this person who's trying to avoid this tower moment, is coming out of this darkness. They're trying to get out of this darkness. They know they have to get to the light. They know that when this tower falls and this truth comes out and they overcome their fear of letting go and letting God, and they overcome their fear of telling the truth and being their true authentic self, they're gonna go into these beautiful, well-lit waters. But right now it's still in reverse, so they're having a hard time going within and they're struggling, which is why, you know, they're avoiding the tower. They're not ready, and that's what they think. They're not ready. Like Jonah didn't think he was ready, but it's coming. It's unavoidable. It depends on how drastic the universe has to get with this person. You know, that's in God's hands, but someone needs to really go within and do some shadow work. That's what the Hermit is, because they're in the dark, but they're holding the lantern and they're going towards the light. They're going within. They're separating themselves from everyone. The Hermit, they're contemplating, they're thinking, and they're going towards the light. This person, or you, or someone you're associated with, still hasn't done that, but they know they have to. The realization is coming to them. Okay. And then it says, behave, focus on self-control and increase of your willpower. So I feel like someone is learning that they need to behave. They need more willpower. You see this little horse here is doing yoga. So maybe yoga could help this person or you if you want to turn this Hermit card right side up and get more in the light. Yoga helps to balance your chakras. It helps the breath. It helps you to concentrate. And maybe some just geometrical shapes. Certain kinds of music, hertzes of listening to while you're sleeping, can be very healing. And it says believe in yourself. So you have to believe in yourself. Faith is the substance of things, hope for, evidence of things not seen. So you don't see it yet, but you believe it. So you don't have to see it. You just have to believe. Believe in yourself, okay? And it takes doing yoga, deep breath, listening to relaxing music to get you to increase your faith, that's good. If you can't, absolutely do not have any faith, you have to fake it till you make it. Just start saying, I believe, I have faith, I can face this tower, I can go within, I can live in my truth, I can tell the truth. I know it's hard, but I'm seeing things differently. Help me, God, to see things differently. You can do it. Yes, you can. And then the other card that came out was the card of the World card, but it was in reverse, okay? So the World card is like talks about the completion and the end of a cycle. So this person who's in this tower moment that they're trying to avoid, that's coming to an end. They're going to be forced to deal with certain things because you see, and this deck is very different than other World cards, right? They don't usually look like this, but you see this cat, which is this black cat, who is taking off the black, dark shadow side and coming into the light, into the pure. And it's not about like black and white. Please don't make that a race thing. It's sort of a symbolic thing, because when you think of dark, it's like you can't see, you don't know what's going on, but this person is shedding their dark, shadowy, and not having clarity, not knowing, it being hard to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out of that dark energy that they've been in, and they're being reborn, and they're coming into the light, to the waterfall. Remember how I talked about this healer over here that's pouring water in the desert, and it just starts off as a little pot, a little canteen of water, but now that and following the star to the light is now turning into a waterfall, a gushing waterfall of healing energy and light, and bringing this person out of their shadow side, coming out of this muck and coming into this beautiful, lit, enlightened being. And also notice there's a lotus flower, and lotus flowers grow from the darkest, dirtiest, murkiest, muddiest waters, out of nothing. The dirtier and the scummier the dirt that they grow out of is, the more beautiful and the more lovely and the more just magnificent the lotus flower is. So that's what this person's doing. They're growing out of that muck, and they're taking all that darkness and all that fake lying, not living in their true self, not being where they're supposed to be, not facing the truth of the things they need to heal in themselves, the shadow side of themselves, and they are coming out and becoming this beautiful creature, this enlightened, beautiful cat. Isn't that amazing? Starting just from this little baby oasis in the desert to a gushing, lush waterfall of knowledge and wisdom and beauty. That's what you're doing. That's been your journey, and that's also the journey of maybe someone around you. It's inevitable. It can't be stopped, okay? My intentions are good and pure. See? That's the last card that came out, which is like this card. This person is starting to come into going from having intentions that weren't good and pure to having pure and good intentions. Isn't that beautiful? All because they let the tower, they stopped trying to avoid the tower moment, okay? So, the last card that came out was the Empress card. Oh, Empress is the beautiful card. It's the most beautiful feminine card in the whole tarot deck. This Empress is someone who can grow something from nothing. They're creative, they're magical, they're the mother energy. They nurture, they love, You give them anything. You give them sperm, they're going to grow you a baby. You give them a seed, they're going to grow you a garden. You give them flour and eggs and sugar, they're going to make you donuts. That's the Empress, and that's what you are. That's what you're becoming. You're becoming someone who can make something out of nothing, or just a little bit, just a little few things you can make into something delicious, amazing, fabulous, magical, stunning. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like in Cinderella when the fairy godmother took a pumpkin and made it into a carriage, or took a whatever it was she did, you know? That's what the Empress does, okay? And the person who's having this tower moment and having this spiritual enlightenment is going to get to this. Or it could be that you're the Empress and you're really inspiring somebody who's not wanting to go through this tower moment to go through it. So you could be the inspiration, you could be the Empress, and that's just an energy. It doesn't have to be female. It's just someone who's inspirational, someone who knows how to grow, to nurture, to make something, you know, ready to be productive and useful to the world, okay? So either you are an Empress, or you're in that energy, or this person who's going through this huge spiritual transformation is going to come into this energy with you, and y'all are going to create together, okay? And then there was another card that came through. It said, although you are powerful, you cannot change universal law or stop or change others' karma. Avoid taking on others' consequences. So if you want to be in the Empress energy and you want to be powerful, you can't take on other people's karma. And the people you surround yourself with, if they're in low vibrational energy and they're not behaving themselves and they're not being true and honest and they're in this energy, they lack awareness, they're not showing their true self, they're misleading others, you will take on their karma, and you don't want to do that, because karma is undeniable and you cannot change it. Whatever you put out will come back to you. You can never get around it. It will come back to you in some way, and if it doesn't come back to you in this lifetime, it will come back to you in another lifetime in some form. Energy cannot be changed. Okay, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can just be transferred, right? So when you transfer hateful, mean, vengeful, it's going to come back to you. You can pray, and you can try to pray, and I do believe God will forgive you, but you still have to face that. And the people that you surround yourself with, if they're not living in loving, kind, giving, forgiving energy, and I'm not saying being perfect, I'm saying trying to work towards perfection, taking responsibility, apologizing, knowing when you've done wrong, that you try to fix it, knowing when, you know, that you confess and say, listen, I want to make amends, working on yourself, then you can avoid karma. You can't avoid karma. You're still going to pay karma, but you don't want to be around the people who refuse to take responsibility and think that they can just do anything they want and nothing is going to happen to them. And it's not punishment. It's just you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I put into the ground trash, plastic, I'm not going to get anything out of that. If I put seeds in there and I water them and I love them and I nurture them and I make sure that they have sunlight, and then I'm going to get something bountiful back. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you have to put work into things, to yourself, into things that matter to you. Okay? So that's the message that you need to get into this Empress energy. And so the magic cards, and then we'll be done because this is so long. I talk so much. Three rays of light, balancing your male and female energies. So pray for peace and harmony. Work on balancing your male and female energy. I think this could have something to do with divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, and good friends are coming your way. As you put out good, you're going to have that. And the people who, as they become their authentic self, they let the tower fall, they get out of relationships that no longer serve them, and that means jobs, situations, good things will be coming to you, okay? Self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. Your spirit team is asking you to find your self-confidence, find your self-worth. Know that you are lovable. You deserve to be loved. Your creator loves you no matter what you've done. I don't care what you've done. If you repent and if you start working on yourself and you start taking steps to be a better person, you're always worthy. Just because you are a child of God, you are worthy. And you should feel confident about that, okay? And focus on the little luxuries in life, okay? Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings, even if it's just a bubble bath or it's just a nice cup of coffee or a wonderful iced tea or just a beautiful flower that you saw or a butterfly you saw on a walk. Just cherish all of life's little luxuries, okay? Because those things make life worth living. Okay, so guys, don't try to avoid the tower. Let things fall as they're supposed to. Follow God's will. Pray for guidance and direction. Your spirit team loves you. I love you, and I'm on your side, and I'm wishing everyone who sees this the best. Take care, guys.